Welcome to the second episode of Banter Bit with your host Androva and myself, RushkaGG.
Welcome back, guys.
I hope everyone is going to have a good start to the week, because obviously when we release this episode, it will be a Monday. And I hope you have I hope the week is kind to you.
Please, I think
because this week beat my ass.
This week took me out, like tapped me for a 6. I tell you, tomorrow for us is Saturday, and guys, the sleep is gonna sleep this weekend.
So I'm gonna just like right off the bat, we're gonna start this off with a. I'm actually just let me get to the point. Now, lady, do you say the N-word?
It still cups me, even though like technically we planned this in advance. Rushka actually took me by surprise with this one, everybody. But yes, I do. Not like, I don't say it casually, like in everyday conversation or whatever. I generally actually only say it when I'm like memeing with my brother or singing along to songs, you know. I don't listen to a lot of hip hop, but when I do, or like rap, but when I do, when in Rome, do as the Romans. No, I'm joking. Don't you dare. But I like, it is something I think about often as a mixed race woman. So people probably don't know, but my mom's colored and my dad's black. So like every now and then I sit with this. I don't want to call it a moral dilemma, because I do identify as a black woman. It's there. It's on my ID. It's like, the skin is there, you get me, guys, like everything else is there. So but I always sit and wonder, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but is there a world in which this is not okay, or is there a circumstance in which it's not okay for me to say the N-word? Do I get cancelled? Guys, but yeah,
I can't see you getting cancelled for that. Like under any circumstance, I can't see you getting cancelled for that.
I feel like it would be very controversial if it did come up.
You reckon?
I reckon, no, if someone did try to cancel me for saying the N-word, I reckon there'd be a lot of interesting conversations happening on whatever front it was happening on, because in a way I feel I'm entitled to, like, yeah. You get me?
Yeah, that's the thing though. I wish we had more of this conversation as like Africans, as like POC Africans. I feel like we need to have a discussion amongst the community. Like, guys, can we say that word or not?
Is it allowed? Like, you have the brown skin, but is that all it takes? Is that all it takes? Like, must you just be non-white, or is there more to it?
So, from what I gather in the States and that, if you're not black, you can't say it. So if you're Latino, if you're Asian or whatever, if you say that word, you know, you're shunned.
That's true, actually.
Although apparently a lot of Latinos use it.
Really?
Yeah. Cardi B's Latino.
I don't listen to her music, so I wouldn't know.
She hoys that word left, right, and center.
Really?
But it's also one of those gray areas, because again, she is a dark-skinned Latino.
Yeah.
I think it's Afro-Latino.
Yes, yeah. So somewhere down the line.
It's just a very gray area. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm of the opinion that firstly, if you're black, period, fine, say it. You have every right. You have every right to say it.
Yeah.
You've earned that one thing, you know. Life's pretty shit for you, so you know, take the word, please.
You got the short straw.
Really, any brown person, no. Just no. I'm colored. I don't think I have the N-word boss. We don't share the same history as Americans, even though we have apartheid, right? Yeah. We have that history. They've got segregation. But we have our own slurs that we don't even use on the side. Like, we don't say the K word, we don't say the D word, so why would we go out of our way to say the N word?
That's true.
Like the disgust that we feel when someone calls someone a K word or D word.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we feel that way when the N word is like thrown around us, you know?
actually, no, like that's a valid point, because I always think about it when, like, I don't know, there's some story of some Fortnite kid who's gone and like said it, oh, I was just singing, it's part of the lyrics, whatever, guys. I always like lol about it, because I'm like, yeah, but do you understand the history behind this word? Do you understand that it was like created as a, like a how do I put this, like a discriminatory term, a derogatory discriminatory term, you know? It was designed to put people down. Like, it's not just a cool, what's up, my dudes, my oaks, my bras, you know, my chana. It's not one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we could talk about this forever, but
we could.
long story short, I don't think every POC has the right to that word. I think if you're black, go ahead. But especially as a South African, we don't share American culture. There's no history or no reason for us to be using that word. We don't need to claim that word back. We don't need to claim our power back for that word. So there's just no reason.
No.
Okay. So, moving along, shall we?
Getting
This is the
into
Gaming and
it.
Tech podcast. This is the Gaming and Tech podcast. But we also talk about whatever the hell we want here. Why not?
I mean, should we start on the episode title? Which controller would you trust with your life? If you're sympathetic to the 5 billionaires at the bottom of the ocean and are not within the dark joke community that's a part of that, you should probably just tap out now while you can.
Yeah, you may want to skip this. So most of you, well, I hope most of you know about the submarine saga. Is Ocean's Gate, right?
The 5 people that wanted to go and view the Titanic. Although I don't think that was the main part of it. It was just the fact that I think the idea was that no manned mission has been to those depths before. And these guys wanted to be the first in a I think Ocean Gate's larger like goal of all of this was to like allow deep ocean or deep sea exploration, the same way like Virgin is trying to offer space exploration to normal people, quote unquote. They were like, cool.
I just hope they don't use a controller for space exploration. That's all. Like, that's my thing.
Or at least not
hope a controller isn't used.
At least not a 13-year-old controller. Like, damn, guys.
Is it 13 years
It's
old,
13.
that controller?
No, literally, I went to look. That Logitech F710, whatever it is, was first released in October 2010. Guys, we were booming vuvuzelas and waka wakaing back then, and we're bringing that to today. Like, we've seen the way technology like exponentially grows, right, and improves. And they thought, yes, let's bring the 2010s into the 2020s technology wise and believe it's going to be reliable. Guys, was there proper thinking behind this? I have to know. Like, I want to get inside the head of the person who made this decision, because I don't even know. It's like saying, okay, we're going to send man to the moon again, but we're going to give them a Nokia 3110 and we're going to have one here, and that's how we're going to communicate.
And then be completely shooketh when it fails for whatever reason.
Yeah, and then boom, something goes wrong, break in communication, Houston, we have a problem. That's to be expected, right? Surely. I mean, also just thinking about putting basic technology into hands like this. Like, you'd never give an astronaut a cell phone and be like, this is how we're going to communicate with you hundreds of kilometers away. Why would you
also with no failsafe, with no backup, like
no backup, no like pilot on board or anything? Like, I don't even think they didn't have like I don't know if the CEO was like an engineer. Like, I'm not sure what I know he's the CEO of Ocean Gate, but I'm not sure if he had like any engineering background or anything like that. They had a diver, a professional diver, but how's that gonna help you like at depths where man is not able to survive the pressure of all that water on top of you?
He was basically the tour guide, essentially.
Oh.
The diver was the tour guide. I don't think he was there to I don't think he acted as the lifeguard in the situation.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he was, yeah.
To your left, the ocean. To your right, more ocean. And right ahead of you, a fish.
Yeah. If you're lucky, you might spot another fish.
Okay, guys. Well thought through, I guess. They really went in on this one.
It's the fact that they're still selling tickets for me on their website.
Oh?
You can still buy tickets online. Yeah. That's the fact that
Sign
they're
me up,
still
I guess.
going. Can you just, who's the mal that's going to actually buy tickets after that? Like, who is the actual, actually, you know what? If I had a lot of money and I was suicidal,
That's the way I'd go.
that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? This fails.
Yeah.
Let's, if I die, I
mean,
want to die anyway. So
All the speculation says they didn't like suffocate and have a cold, long death. They just like, the thing imploded. So you kind of just got crushed by pressure and immediately, I guess, your body went pop or something. I don't know. Are those...
Yet they found like remains.
Yes, guys.
Did you see that?
No.
So on the one hand, people are saying that it imploded and, basically everyone's body is vaporized essentially from the pressure. On the other hand, people are finding remains of the boat, including like human remains, parts and human remains. So it's like, which one is it, guys? I need to know. Did they suffer or not? We need to know these things.
Surely this is where we go to NASA, we get some supercomputers involved and we say, run the simulation, guys. Actually, speaking of simulations, you would have seen as well. I saw it on Twitter. There's a guy, an indie game like developer who's got this deep ocean exploration like horror game, and he says he's quite unnerved by the boom in sales since the submarine incident.
I saw that. I was like, yes, people have no chill.
No, we have none.
Like, first of all, they do not wear. They have no chill.
None.
So the fact that Celine Dion also topped the charts again with My Heart Will Go On or whatever the Titanic song was. The fact that she topped the charts again as well.
And Netflix, apparently, I didn't verify the sources, but I saw a headline that says Netflix is re-releasing the Titanic onto its platform again.
Guys, what are we doing? What are we actually doing?
Laughing through the pain.
Everything is just a meme. Everything is actually just a meme around here.
I think we have the Gen Zs to thank for that. Because nothing is taken seriously ever again.
I like that they're vocal and they stand up for themselves. They popularized a lot of things that a lot of us, I think, didn't have the courage to do back in.
And they brazen.
Like silent quitting and
they're brazen. Like they're literally the generation where it's like, if this is affecting me in a bad way, I don't give a how it's affecting you. I'm out. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
They're literally and it's not
self-care.
Yeah,
Self-care is
exactly.
key.
I was gonna say it's not selfish, it's self-care, because it's the realization that I'm not benefiting from this anymore. So why am I gonna make myself suffer? Like, what's the point? Love that.
We are dangerously approaching as a society. We live in a society. We are a society. We are dangerously approaching that self-care versus like pure like selfishness.
Yeah.
You see a lot of self-care related posts on social media that is actually just rude. This person's actually just being a dickhead.
It's like with
the
everything.
smallest of things. The smallest of things will make someone end a friendship or cut someone out or it's just people give up easily now in the name of self-care. And I put that in like quotation brackets because not everything is necessarily self-care. Sometimes you actually have to put in efforts in relationships and nurture people and
be considerate,
nurture your relationships and that. Exactly. It's like, so we're dangerously approaching like very I'm not even approaching, we're probably there already. We're selfish.
It's like with everything, there's like a fine line between like doing it in moderation or respectfully or whatever, and then going over that line and just being the kid, and people just they're not always able to balance it out. And as you say, like we're getting to this place where it's problematic now
because it's popular to show people how you girl boss, gatekeep,
girl boss, gaslight. Yes. Gaslight. Gatekeep, girl boss.
The buzzword of 2023.
Honestly.
Gaslight every Slay Queen is gaslighting this and that, and I can't stand it. That's a conversation for another day.
Yeah. But back to the submarine. What controller would you trust with your life?
Okay. The Pro Xbox controller.
Is it? What is it called? The Xbox Series Pro, blah, 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 whatever. Apparently it's apparently it's the best controller for PC. I don't know. I'm not a controller girly, guys. I've used both. They do the things. I know the PlayStation fangirls and boys and thems will be like, the DualShock 5 or whatever it's called. Like, that's the one.
Yeah.
And like, it's a pretty controller, I'm not gonna lie. I am biased towards the Xbox controllers because they just feel nicer in my hands. Like, that's all I have to say. I got small hands, it feels good, I guess. They're probably the same size.
I use Xbox controllers every now and then.
Is it?
I've got no complaints. That's only why. Like, I'm gonna get blasted first, but I just don't like the feeling of the PlayStation controller. It just doesn't feel as good as the Xbox.
No, that's valid.
But don't come for us, you guys. Naledi and myself, we're PC gamers. We're strictly mouse and keyboard, so we're not well versed on the topic of controllers.
No, come for us, actually. Let's see who wins. Come. Come, we fight.
You're choosing violence. What would you pick?
I'd probably go for the Xbox one, just because it's also, it's like what I know as a PC gamer and as Xbox being owned by Microsoft, like it just seamlessly, everything just works well like it should, you know, like it's intuitive, blah blah blah,
plug and play,
exactly. I'm sure the PlayStation 5 one is as well, but you know, like Sony, Microsoft, like two different companies.
I probably should also give a shout out to Redragon because I literally tested their controllers this week as well.
Is there a special reason that you did, Rushka?
Yeah, I was reviewing the wireless versus wired Redragon controller. I'm going to put that up on the Redragon blog actually soon. So if you want to know my opinion on those, then you're just going to have to go to the blog. I believe it's not Redragon Zone. That is the international site. It's just redragon.co.za, I believe. But let me double check actually.
Hashtag sponsored.
Hashtag, well, not this podcast,
but Rushka, yes, the hashtag sponsored.
I did sign a partnership with Redragon in case anyone listening is confused, which is what the lady was alluding to.
In case anybody wonders where Rushka got the bag this month, that's where it's from.
Yeah. It is redragon.co.za simply, and you can actually buy on the website as well, which is cool. Like, you can purchase your products.
Thank you for the plug.
Sorry, what were you gonna say? Yeah.
I was talking about like another brand or control like of peripherals I probably wouldn't trust is Razer. And I'm saying this after being a die-hard Razer fangirl for like the last like 8 years or whatever it is. Okay, my entire peripheral setup. I've got like the mic here, my mouse until like 2 weeks ago, my keyboard, my webcam, like everything. Okay, and I wasn't a fangirl for any reason other than like the like not seamless, but the way they handle chromas and RGB lighting with their devices. Chef's kiss, okay? But the fact that you literally cannot, and I guess it's the same for any like peripheral maker, but the fact that it's the most frustrating thing is the fact that you cannot like configure your devices without having installed their software or whatever it is. And Razer Synapse will have an update every 3 days, I swear on my life. And then, like, anyway, my mouse stopped working like 2 weeks ago. Not the whole mouse, just my scroll wheel. That's it. Just one part of it. Just
was the software update, by the way, or just random?
No, random. I feel like it was random because like I was testing it, and every time I like unplugged and replugged it back in, and it like would work for like 2 seconds and then die. They even Googled the problem and people are like, oh, you just need to clean it. And I'm like, it's clean, guys. I've cleaned it. Why is it not working?
Is it fairly new?
Say again?
Is it fairly new?
No, it's like 3 or 4 years old now, but still, I'm still salty about it. But yeah, guys.
I haven't used any Razer products ever. I think mostly because when I first bought like peripherals and that razor wasn't even in the country.
No, yeah.
I became like a Logitech girly. Like I was such a Logitech fan.
I back that.
I still am.
I back that. If I had to choose, I'd definitely be like a Logitech or SteelSeries girly, because both of them, stuff looks nice, guys, and quality is great as well. Build quality is fantastic.
Shall we move along?
We shall. What do
How do you
today?
pronounce this now again?
Oh Lord.
Is it Kumite?
Kumite. As I got a DM after we published our last episode. One of my good viewers said it's pronounced Kumite, and I said thanks. Now I really feel like a Joburg girly being like Kumite.
What were we calling it? We calling it?
No, I'm joking. We didn't call it.
No, we weren't calling it Kumat. We was like
we were Kumite.
Kumite.
Yes.
Kumite. But it's Kumite.
We're not just putting an African spin on it, being like Kumite.
We were close enough. I feel.
We didn't embarrass ourselves.
We were close enough.
It already looks, I don't know if you saw, like Sam was posting to her Instagram story yesterday. They had like a little launch event and stuff. It looked really interesting, actually. I can't remember where they were, but there were drums, there was dancing. Like it looked like a typical South African,
I saw that.
like welcome. So that looked really, really sweet. I love it when we like add an immersion of culture to international events. And I think that's something that people always love when they do come to South African international events. I mean, I think anybody who came to the 2010 World Cup was like, yeah, no, the culture that we have with regards to like singing, dancing, performance, like people always love seeing that. So I'm glad that we've now incorporated that into the esports scene as well, and that the international players got a little taste of what it's like. Yeah. It's been held literally on every other continent except Africa before, I think. So the fact that it is coming down to South Africa especially, Tech Girl was actually saying on her Twitter, like it's very important for the local esports scene, because now a large brand like Red Bull is spotlighting our little country, our little esports scene. And, you know, the fact that it's such a large like production event as well just shows that we do have the capacity to do something like that in the future, and hopefully we get other larger sporting events happening here.
I hope so.
But in the meantime, since the events aren't coming to us, the South Africans are going to the events. And I'm talking about, of course, our good boys Snare and Camille.
We need to DM K Chick Day and be like, listen, please tell us, is it Camille or Camille?
We had an argument about this yesterday, and we still haven't gotten to
a whole thing.
And
I think we easily spent 30 minutes just discussing whether it's Camille or Camille.
Yeah, and I even said like I'm embarrassed because I've met Camille in person, and I just don't remember. Aski's brother. We'll fix it with you. We're expecting a twit longer by Tuesday morning.
Gonna scale us, he's gonna unfollow me from the Gamers of Color socials.
Sure.
We're gonna get you votes.
Cancelled.
Yes, we're going off topic here.
We are, sorry.
What was the point?
The Dota boys.
Yes. Back to Camille, aka K Chick Day.
And Snare.
And our boy Snare.
Now Snare.
In Bali.
They are in Bali. I'm sure everybody's heard of Snare from like previously. Snare had his big break last year. End of last year, Snare went international. He was a caster at last on the Dota international stage. So the international, I believe it's called Dota TI. Snare was there to cast. Like everybody went bossies locally, whether you're a Dota fan or not. Like you knew this was a big deal for him. And now he's getting his like second big break, I suppose, at the Dota Bali major. I believe it's the third and final major of the year and of the 2023 Dota Pro or competitive season. So like Snake keeps us updated on everything as well. He's constantly posting to his Instagram, to his Twitter. So if you guys want to check out the drip checks, I believe he is the unofficial king of drip in the Dota world. I mean, we've seen Snare go from suits to like streetwear to wearing skirts. I actually saw he posted a photo today. He looked fantastic. It was rocking the streetwear dapperness again. I think he had a bucket hat on. If my memory serves it correctly.
He looks good in everything.
Snare looks great, and he knows it as well. So we love that for him. So you guys can check him out.
Snare. In a beautiful asshole. You.
Please give jeans. Thank you.
Moya, yes, Yara.
Imagine. And Carmel is actually at the major for a less spoken about role when it comes to competitive esports, and Carmel's going to be one of
He's an observer, right?
That's the one. So for those who don't know, when you watch an esports production on stage, when you watch it on Twitch or YouTube, whatever it is, even on stage, like live at the event, there's people behind the scenes that control the action that you see on screen. So I'm not talking about like the highlights that happen afterwards, the replays. I'm talking about like live like action that's going on right then. And those observers. So Carmel's going to be one of them. They basically control like map movement, whatever. They need to be highly knowledgeable about the games that they're like observing. They need to like have exceptional decision-making skills, because if you have two things happening at once, you need to know which is the one of greater importance or whatever it is. So I believe this is Carmel's first like big international gig as well. So hopefully we get to see him around soon as well. Or a lot more, rather.
GG's, Camille. GG's, honestly.
Well played.
Also, on the topic of South Africans doing us proud, Grant was also in Dubai.
Yes, he was.
He came back yesterday.
Sometime now, later in the week, yeah.
Yeah, so Grant was in Dubai for the Dubai Esports and Gaming Festival. And Grant is always on top of like keeping us up to date with what's happening. So I was enjoying following him on his socials and that.
Yeah.
It looked like a lot of fun.
It did.
I don't think he was an MC. I think he was just invited as a gaming content creator, right? You can correct me if I'm...
He was invited to compete, actually. They launched a tournament at the festival this year called the Play Beyond Festival or tournament or something like that. There's a trophy involved and a title and everything.
Many people are moving to Kick.
Don't remind me.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't judge anybody for moving to Kick, especially people that do rely on content creation as a source of income. We know for a while now Twitch has absolutely just like ignored creators' pleas and cries for like a better like payout incentive or better payout splits, essentially. I mean, we know as affiliates we get a 50-50 split. So South Africa sub costs 34 Rand, I think it is 35 Rand, call it. At the end of the day, if you're an affiliate, you're only taking 17 Rand home. If you're a partner, you're taking a 70-30 split, I think it is, which is also like, I don't know, it's pretty disgusting to think about when you think of the fact that Twitch is owned by Amazon, a monolith when it comes to international corporations. They really have no reason to be taking so much from us. And I'm sorry, but running costs is not that expensive, like for a tech platform like this, but it's nowhere near where like as expensive as they're making it out to be by taking the revenue splits, whatever it is. And they can never give a good reason for why these splits are the way they are. They're just like, oh, it's based off of the costs of running, blah, blah, blah. Sure, guys, okay, fine. There's no proof behind it. You're just saying words at this point and it's giving fake. But yeah, I don't blame anybody for moving to Kick because they have a 90-10 revenue split with creators. All creators, I think it is. And people are finding huge success on Twitch as well. I know I was looking through Caramel's Twitter today. He says he's been averaging like 1,100, 1,200 viewers per stream for the last like week.
That's amazing.
You know,
that's amazing.
Exactly.
I adore him. He's such a genuine great person.
He is.
Yeah, he's so lekker. We could have a whole podcast just discussing him. His roleplay in GTA is so f***ing funny.
What is it?
It is so f***ing funny.
Babatunda?
No, he's not Babatunde. He's got a new person now. It's a taxi driver. Yeah, the taxi driver. Did you see that? Did you see the fight with the new taxi drivers? Yes, sis. Why is he so funny? Why is he so funny? I need to bring Frankie back, actually.
Yes, please do. You guys need to get back together again. But it's literally like...
So,
yeah.
So those of you who don't know, Caramel asked me to join him in GTA roleplay, and we had this whole content plan out where the two of our characters were going to get married, right? We're going to have a big flashy wedding in GTA roleplay, and we were going to obviously go through the motions of meeting and dating and then planning a wedding, blah, blah, blah. But my character was so foul and odd that even Caramel Gabba was like, no, you're too weird. I can't do this. No.
And you must know.
He dumped me. He didn't give me a chance.
No. You must know. If Caramel is going and saying, I can't do this, like Rushka, Caramel, who will do literally anything. And I love that about him because I remember there was a stage last year where I think Caramel tweeted about it, where he said, he's really finding difficulty streaming because he's not enjoying Apex like he used to, and he's not getting good viewership on the other titles that he plays. But I think one thing is Caramel is just one of those genuinely entertaining people. I'm not watching Caramel because he's playing Apex or because he's playing GTA or Valorant or whatever it is. I'm watching him because he's Caramel, I know there's going to be some wild, there's clips every stream. It's funny. He's humorous. He's genuine. He's so quick-witted, and he's got this very good connection with his community as well. So it's just he knows who he is. He knows what kind of people like watching him, and they just have he's just got this chemistry with everybody. And I think there's so few of us content creators who can say or who are able to look back and say, oh, we're genuinely entertaining like that, And he makes it look effortless as well, which is crazy. But yeah, so Caramel's finding huge success on Kick, and I'm really happy for him.
He also has a lot of support from the community because he's such a genuinely nice person.
Yeah. I think his entire community from Twitch has easily migrated over to Kick for him. I mean, you don't get 1,000 and a couple hundred viewers just one day. You don't just wake up and that's all of a sudden a thing. There's work that went into that.
I don't think so. Well, yes, but I don't think the viewers are entirely from his Twitch community because he wasn't averaging 1,000 viewers on Twitch.
Exactly, no.
So
he did have
which is Kick is definitely assisting him or pushing his content or something forward, or he's figured out the algorithm on Kick.
Yeah.
And it's definitely brought in new people for him for sure. I don't think necessarily everyone from Twitch is there.
No, for sure. And I think I've seen similar things for people who have moved over to Kick who are averaging maybe 15, 20 viewers, and now they're on Kick and averaging 60, 70 viewers, all of a sudden.
Bam, I was the opposite. I was the opposite. I would go on Kick and I'd have 2 people watching me. So I didn't figure it out. I didn't get it right. I was nah, this isn't for me, shame.
I haven't found it in me to venture over to Kick just yet, literally just because of all the bad PR that came out in the first few months of the platform going live. The whole the fact that the whole platform was unmoderated essentially, and people were literally streaming porn and had no repercussions over that. And then of course the big F I think for a lot of people is the whole association with Aiden Ross, and the type of persona that he puts out, and the type of person that he is. You think about when you're a content creator, essentially the content you create, the brands you work with, and the platforms you're on do to some extent represent the person you are. And this is not to say that people who are streaming on Kick now are Aiden Ross stands and blah 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 blah, but it's you do just, at the end of the day, it's just personally I think about that and I'm I don't really want to be associated with that. It's cool, you're a Kick streamer, but those who know about the dirty business behind it essentially. And also just the platform is in its infancy, it's no one's saying things aren't going to get better. I actually, Trainwreck did tweet about the fact that they're looking at creating a creator program for Kick, which will incentivize obviously streamers on the platform and will pay them per hour, believe it or not, regardless of your viewership, literally just based on how many hours you streamed. And that's like, if you think about something like that, I think I remember like they were mentioning numbers somewhere, and I think it was like, what, you get paid like $30 an hour, you know? And you look at something like that, you run some math, and if you're getting paid $30 an hour and you stream 6 days a week for 8 hours at a time, you're basically earning a full-time salary, you know? And then now we're looking and we're saying, okay, cool, content creation streaming is actually maybe a consideration and a reliable source of income, quote unquote, you know? So should that ever go live, I will definitely be keeping my eyes on that. I mean, I think anybody who is relying on live streaming as a primary form of income does need to think twice about it, because
of course,
it's such a vulnerable like place to be in. Anything can go wrong, you know? I mean, look at what happened to Mixer. One day it was there, the next it wasn't. But I'll definitely keep my eye on just to see, you know, I'm sure they have some improvements planned.
It doesn't help that Twitch is pushing the creators away so fast. Like Amaranth left, XQC left.
Yeah.
Or are planning to leave. I don't know if they've officially left yet.
They don't have much of a leg to stand on right now. And they continuously show, or like whether intentionally or not, they continuously give this like idea, or they give across this idea that they don't really care about the creators on the platform. Meanwhile, they'll tell you, they'll release all these features. Oh, we've released X, Y, and Z, which will help you connect with your community and which will help keep you safe with moderation and blah, 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 blah. And it's like a lot of the stuff is very knee-jerk reaction, because it's, oh, we've seen something cool here. Like now they've just introduced like alerts on Twitch. So we all know we use like Streamlabs or Stream Elements for our like donation alerts, our sub alerts, blah blah blah. And now Twitch have finally, after Lord knows how long, implemented their own version of it. And like I got the notification on my dashboard and I was like, but I'm not using that.
Is there anything else you want to bring up? Because I think we can wrap this up.
No, actually, I don't have anything additional I want to add. Yeah. As everybody loves saying, don't be cock, be lacquer.
Be lacquer, be nice. Be nice, that's it.